The unassuming town that usurped the Riviera as France's best place to live. The picturesque medieval town of Fougères in Brittany tops the rankings due to its attractive climate credentials. The French Riviera has long been the go-to destination for those desperate to soak up some summer sun. But its once balmy coastal weather is increasingly prey to a series of punishing heatwaves and forest fires linked to climate change, not to mention swarms of pesky mosquitoes. Now, a picturesque medieval town in Brittany that most French people have never heard of has shot to the top of a national ranking of best places to live as a result of the country's changing climate. Fougères' sudden claim to climate fame comes as rising temperatures are shifting mentalities regarding where to holiday or indeed buy a house in France and other European countries. Traditionally cool and wet regions such as Brittany and Normandy are turning into increasingly attractive alternatives to beat the heat. Against that backdrop, Le Parisien newspaper this week released a national ranking of the best and worst towns in France with a population of over 20,000 in which to live in the coming decades. Compiled from data by national forecaster Météo France, the list is based on criteria that include average temperature in 2050 and 2100, number of very hot days, number of tropical nights, as well as the risk of flooding and forest fires. Perhaps unsurprisingly, a string of towns and cities in southern France are bottom of the list, with the southwestern fishing port of Sète ranked last. Others near the bottom are Marseille and Avignon. The top end, meanwhile, is filled with towns in Normandy and Brittany, and the Hauts-de-France. To the delight of its town hall, in pole position is Fougères, population 20,600. Half an hour from Rennes and 40 minutes from Mont Saint-Michel, the town gained considerable wealth via the textile and crystal glass industry and was long France's shoemaking capital. But the only evidence of this is now in the town's museum. With no train connection, and some way from the coast, Fougères doesn't attract anything near the summer crowds you get in resorts like Saint-Malo, where some locals rail against over-tourism. But gazing down at its pretty cobbled streets from atop St. Leonard's Church, it's easy to see why Fougères, French for fern, has such impeccable climate credentials. Trees, greenery, and waterways are everywhere you look, with valleys and surrounding forests bringing fresh air and water to the town. As well as its medieval walled fortress, Europe's largest, the town relied on its humid, marshy surroundings as a natural protection against the marauding English during the 100 Years' War. Now, Mother Nature is providing a different line of defense against the common enemy of global warming, according to Diana Lefevre, the town's deputy mayor in charge of green